Hi girls, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well and everything is fine. Today we'll take writing, compare and contrast essay. Open with me page 62 in your grammar for writing book. Compare and contrast essay. You can read this essay, but we will go directly to the writing strategies. In the writing strategies, he says that choose your subject. Because I don't give you the topic to write about, I only give you in the test, but you are free to pick whatever you want to write about. But you have to choose your subject carefully because you have to use two subjects that have things in common. Like what? Like you can compare having a cat versus a dog. You can compare summer versus winter. You can compare night and day, night versus day. What else? What else you can compare? You can compare living in past versus living future in future. You can compare living in the city versus living in the town. Okay. Basketball and football versus football. Okay. Why I have to choose my subjects well? I cannot compare basketball to day. I cannot compare winter to night. They have nothing in common. I should pick two subjects that have anything in common. So when you draw this, what is this? Open with me, go back to page 64. You will find it drawn here. It's Venn diagram. Venn diagram, very important to list the differences and similarities in the two subjects. So if I to compare France and Italy, so what is common? Both are republics. It means that people are allowed to vote to pick their government, their president, and this. Both are located in Europe. Okay. In France, they speak what they speak French. Differences. In Italy, they speak Italian. The menu, the French menu, is rich with fish. What is the most famous dish they have? Frog soup. In Italy, pasta and pizza, of course. Okay, what else? What are other differences? We can talk about the population. Okay, population. We can also mention enough. The menu, the food, the menu, the population, the language. We can talk about the people. We can talk about the people, how they look, how they, as you want. Okay. So, after we pick our subject, after we list the differences and similarities in the Venn diagram, it is now the time to write our topic. Our compare and contrast essay. And I will tell you now why I drew it like this. In each essay, I have introduction, body, and conclusion. Why it looks like this, I'll tell you. Introduction. In any introduction, what do? I hook the eyes of the reader. Grab the eyes of the reader. How? With a quote, a question, a fact, anything. Anything that if you prefer to catch the eyes of the reader. Then I background about the two subjects. I will not go directly in Italy we do this, in Spain we do this, in France we do this. No, we have to give him a background about the two subjects that I will talk about. Okay. the basketball and football, that both of them are sports, so sports are very important in for a person's health. And so you talk about generally, as we said before, this here is the topic. I talk generally from overlook. Then I mentioned my thesis statement that will be supported through the topic. Then I have 2 ways to write my body. That's why I drew for you 2 bodies. I have 2 ways. The first one is block method. Block method. So what do I do in the block method? In the block method, I write like this: a block. I will compare between Italy and France. I will compare here. This block method will be Italy. And this here will be France. Okay, how? Look. Here, I will mention everything about Italy. Italy is a republic. The popularity of Italy is located on the Mediterranean Sea. Italy's weather in the summer is dry and hot. In the winter it's cold or mild. So I mentioned here, I mentioned the population, I mentioned the weather, I mentioned the location, in Italy they talk Italian. I mentioned the language, I mentioned food, pizza and pasta. Okay, I finished everything about Italy. I then go to France, mention the same thing. The same thing I mentioned here: population, weather, location. I mentioned here everything. So this is block. A block. You know what's a block? Block here and block here. Okay. What is another way? Another way is point by point. What is point by point? I will start to talk about the weather there. So I will say the weather in France is, but in Italy is. The location of Italy, or Italy is located on the what, but on, okay. And then here it's important to use what, but what is what we call but transitions. I have many transitions to show me what am I talking about, like yet, like but, like on the other hand, on the other side. Okay, nevertheless. Okay, then we continue. So I compare a dot in here, a point, the population in Italy, population in France, population. So this will be my body. It will be 3. Okay, here it will be 3. In the block, okay to have 2. It's okay to have 2. Or you can add one of the similarities here. You can add the similarities here. And then the differences here. Okay? Here you have to mention point by point. Here we have in this, but there we do this. Here is this. Here they ate frog soup. Here they ate pizza. That's it. This is point by point, and this is block method. Then we go the conclusion. Conclusion is always the same. What do I do in conclusion? I restate main idea in different words. Okay, and summarize the whole essay in few words. Okay, this is it. This is compare and contrast. Block method or point by point. Okay, sweethearts. See you later.